Right, we're on.
Are you ready for Chef Jesse? Are you ready for Chef Jesse? I got chicken and waffles, biscuits and gravy on the new Chef Jesse show. How y'all doing, everybody? Now, that's just a dream, but I'm trying to make it a reality. And welcome to Black History Month. We're celebrating life, culture, and just African Americans that paved the way, especially chefs that paved the way for me. I'm so excited to learn so many African American chefs that cooked in France, and I'm like, wow, that's right down my alley. So thanks everybody for joining. I know we got some trying times, y'all, but like my grandma used to say, you know, keep pushing, keep your head up, trust in the Lord, and keep the faith, and that's the main thing. So what I brought to you today is a recipe that's in my cookbook, and by all means, obviously, you know, you want to sell a cookbook, but hey, you know, it's online, but the recipe is in there. But I'm gonna go over the ingredients. The shrimp I'm using is a 2125. It's pretty like it's a nice shrimp. It won't hurt your pocket. And I marinate this in my essence, which is in the book. But you know, I think you can Google it and my spice will come up. And I think this recipe may come up. Actually, check my co-partner, Linda Eckhart. I think on her website has this shrimp recipe, if I'm not mistaken. And I have some mixed peppers, which I love. Now, the classic shrimp and grits in Southern back in the day, they only had green peppers. But nowadays, we got so many different vibrant great peppers. So I have this mixture. I know you see this in the store, but they're great and sweet. And I have some tomato concasse, and that's for you foodie cookies out there, cooks, you'll know what that is. But it's just a tomato. I blanch it in a little water, score it a little bit, blanch it some hot water to the skin kind of, you know, comes from the inside, and shock in some ice water and pull the skin out. Then I dice them up. I have some garlic, a lot of garlic, shallots, little mince, jalapeno, and this I have is called epis. I don't know if anybody, you know, any Haitian lovers or Haitian, you know, Haitian, I know you know the epis, but I have fell in love with this. It's just almost like in every cuisine, there's a kind of like a foundation. Spanish have sofrita, French have a mirepoix, and so forth. So this is a Haitian's foundation, and I just put my own little spin on it, which is just garlic and parsley, cilantro. It just picks up my shrimp, a little bit of shrimp stock, butter, grapeseed oil, a little bit of flour to make a roux lemon. And I'm gonna get started. First, I obviously hot pan, and start with your grapeseed oil and your butter. And you don't have to use the butter if you're watching it die. But shrimp and butter, lemon goes so good together. Okay, so now that, and I'm gonna use my hand because we're eating this. And I washed my hands before. We're gonna put the shrimp in. Hopefully everybody can, I'm gonna tilt this so you can see. Shrimp, and I'm gonna rinse this. I'm gonna put the shrimp back in there. Just rinse that a little bit. And as you can see there, and shrimp are, you know, very easy. Once they start to turn pink around the edges, they pretty much done. I don't like to overcook the shrimp in this process, so I turn them like right away because I have my hot pan and it's getting all that love with the butter and oil. We build this first foundation of love. Valentine weekend, y'all, you gotta get ready. You gotta get happy. You know, I know y'all been arguing and everything been crazy, but keep it moving. Get right before Sunday. Okay, y'all see that? So that's where I'm only gonna take these because, like I said, shrimp can overcook very quick and be rubbery. So I'm gonna pop these out. And the reason why you're gonna see some recipes where they put the shrimp in like this and they go through all the motions of all the ingredients, and then, but to me, by the time they've done all that, you really got a rubbery shrimp. So now that I got this first foundation of love here, I'm gonna start with my garlic, my shallots. Get that going. I wish I could smell this. It smells so good. Okay, now my hot peppers, or my jalapenos, sorry, get them in there. Smelling that, look at that. Oh my God, Lord. Woo. That smells really, really good. Okay, I'm gonna add my peppers. This is a great dish too, really quick. Once you get everything prepped, you're good to go. Get all this out my way. Okay, you see that? Now, we get down to business now. So I had earlier, I'd already blanched and sauteed the peppers a little bit to get them going. But you know, I don't have too much time. So now that that's sauteing, I'm gonna go in there and make what they call a roux. And that's just equal parts of oil and flour. I had 1/4 cup of oil here in butter, and now I got the 1 cup of the flour. Whisk that in. In New Orleans, they take this roux all the way to dark to make their foundation, but I like mine's a little lighter. And this is just a great versatile dish. If you want to go into an etouffee, like I said, you can brown the flour even more. Different ways to play around with it. You add white wine. You do all kinds of stuff to this dish. Now, in my book, if you happen to get my book, you're going to see on the front page this recipe right here. This is my upscale shrimp and grits. And so you would basically just take the grits and put them in a little pan and cool them overnight. And then you can pop them out with little rainbows or biscuit cutters, and you can make this presentation. Right now, I'm going to just give you because it's cold, I'm giving you the full harmony grit. Porridge, so to speak. Okay, so now, you want to just cook this a little bit until it'll get the flour taste out. That's why I'm letting it go right there. I want to get this my second foundation of love. Love, love, love. My mom has dementia, and I'll definitely talk about that later with y'all, but she made some songs and, drink. I'm going to tell you a little joke. My mom always had like a little cup, which I thought was coffee. So one time I drank it. It wasn't coffee. She's like, boy, don't ever taste my drink. I'm like, Mom, that don't taste like coffee. My mom straight drinking in the morning, cooking, once she did her thing. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the Ipis. That gives it even more third layer of love, flavor. Okay, so now you see that? Getting all that in there. The reason why I'm cooking the Ipis a little bit because I have celery in there and peppers. That's raw that I can ray up, so I'm just gonna cook down a little bit. Sweat it, so to speak. Okay, so now that's smelling so good. We add the stock. Not all at once, because you don't want to get it too thick. Put a little bit in and see, then you got to make more roux. This smells so good. Okay, you see that? We letting that thicken up. And I like to have it pretty thin because you got the grits, and that's going to be thick too. So you don't want a thick sauce, and then you got the grits. The grits going to suck up all that good sauce. It smells super, super good. Okay, so now we'll let this come to a boil. We'll add our shrimp back in. Let them finish cooking in that lovely, lovely sauce here. Let's show you that. If it happens to get thick on you, can just always add more stock.
Can you tilt it a little bit more? Just tilt the pan a little bit more so we can see it? Ah, yum.
Lord have mercy, y'all. Lord have mercy on our soul. Okay, so actually I like it like this. Like I said, I got to put it over the grits. So I'm going to let that, one went in the shit. That happens. Okay, there we go. So now we add the tomatoes. And as y'all can see that, we put the tomatoes in there. Y'all see that? Ooh. Excuse me. So now we taste this. Oh, delicious. And I'm not just saying that. A little bit of more stock, just a little bit. Crank this up a little bit. All right. So now we serve this up. It's some good old cheese grits. That's like a pow. Passion, opportunity, and work. That's pretty good. See that? Ooh, ooh. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Any food you get hungry. You know what? I gotta need some more grits. Okay, so now let me just rinse my spoon and drop that. How we serve this, put them right around. One in the middle for good luck. Cascade that sauce around there. Serve this with a little bit of scallions. Hit it with a little lemon. A little bit of black pepper. A little bit more. And at the end, you just do pow! Passion, opportunity, work. Lord have mercy. Let's check this guy out, see how he did. Oh. You can come by, y'all, and try this.
After COVID, you're going to have to make that for all of us.
He said we can go over there and pick it up, though.
Chef, can you tell us how you made the grits? Oh, you're on mute, Chef. Chef is on mute.
Okay, had to get that a box popped up. Sorry. How about now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Can you show us that wonderful picture? We can't really see it of the finished dish on your left.
Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it in a little. Can you see it now?
Yeah, beautiful. How about that magazine shot on your left, on your right? In the frame. Yeah, we can't see that. Can you bring that in more? I want to see that.
Let me see if I can put it on my board now that I'm done. How about now?
That's fantastic. It looks delicious. What did you serve that with?
So I served that with some cheese grits. And the grits are old-fashioned grits, 1 cup to 4 cups of water. Boiled the water with a little bit of salt and butter. Cook it for about 25 minutes. And then I have some aged cheese in there and some other cheeses I can't take. No, I'm just kidding. I got some aged cheddar and Kobe, and it's delicious.
So, Chef, now we can't see your face.
Okay, so let me put that back. How about now?
No, you need to adjust a little bit.
Let me back it up a little bit. Life at home. How about now? Let me come around. How about now? See me now? Okay, thank you.
So, Chef,
Yes.
can you tell us a little bit of how cooking has really helped you in your life?
cooking saved my life, actually. I mean, I don't know what I'd be. If the kitchen had saved my life, I'd probably be in jail. I mean, it really was a kind of like a misguided kid. My mom was great. She worked 3 jobs, and not having a father growing up was very tough. And so I learned the hard way. But like I said, through the grace of God, my mom got me a job at Aramark, washing dishes, and the rest was history. Through there, I met so many great chefs, and worked my way up to the top. In food service and then restaurants. And so that's why I give back to the kids, because I know without a father it can be tough. And if they're interested in culinary, I like to teach them that. Even if they're not interested, it's good for a young man or young lady, but a young man to be able to cook for himself. Make him at least a grilled cheese or make him a sandwich or hard to talk to. So people. So that's why I do what I do, because I always held a lot inside, but it was always tough. So the kitchen is tough. Life challenging. When Black History Month comes around, I never wanted to celebrate it when I was young, because the chefs I used to work with said, "Oh, it's always, a month where Black people can tell their sob story," and that always was in the back of my mind. And so, chef, if you're listening, here's my sob story. It's not so much of a sob story. It's about everything that we're going through. Emotionally, I went through a lot with Black Lives Matter. I lost a lot of my friends. Dear friends, because they had a different opinion, but we could not come to agreement of we are being treated. We're dying in the street. So when I walk around Maplewood, all I saw was Black Lives Matter signs, and people care, not just not for Black in general, but everybody. But one of their Black friends mattered, and they wanted to pay attention to that. And that was my point. And so when Black History comes now, it's so amazing. But everybody created some great things, but it's a lot. African Americans played a lot to this country, chefs and inventions, and it's just each year. Black History is every year. I mean, every month is Black History Month. But I'm telling you, every February I learn, and some things you just can't research. You hear it, you go, "Oh, I didn't know that," and then you go look at it. You can look and search, but wow, it's so much and so less credit. and so I want to stay out here letting people know that I am a trained cook, trained to be a chef, because I tell the young guys, they look on Food Network, "I want to be a chef." It's not easy. I became a cook, and then to be a chef, it's a lot. You have a lot of hats. You have employees, you have just different things. You do your own media, you multitask, you order, you hire, you fire. It's another level when you call yourself chef. I never want anybody to call me chef because I didn't feel like a chef. But now I feel like a chef because I done been through the motions. I've been executive chef. I've been a chef manager. I've been a food service director. I opened and closed restaurants. I was a troubleshooter. I come in and I get the menu set, and I get people enticed with the food and happy. I know you don't know that. That's why I'm telling you that. So much of my life I felt it was robbed because I did so much, but they never give me the light. They never let me come out and say, "Jesse did this." Everything, ladies and gentlemen, that I do, I earned, and I worked hard for it. And I'm willing to work hard to the day I die. That's why I say passion, opportunity, and work. That's my power. Dream big and never give up. A lot of my peers work hard, but some people don't like to work hard. And I'm not saying go out there and work hard and just work hard and it's useless. You gotta work with a purpose. It has to make sense. But that's my story. It's a doozy, but I'm here and I'm telling you. But I guarantee you, when you taste your food, you're gonna see my redemption. You're gonna see my passion. You're gonna see my experience. Although before COVID, it was a void in my life when COVID, before strike, I wanted to travel. Although I worked with some great chefs that traveled the world and came back to the restaurant and showed us how to cook and showed us things, and it was great. But I wanted to see it for myself, so I was on my way off. That was my void in my life. I said, and I was off to New Orleans. Amazing experience. I cooked down there and wowed people in New Orleans. And that made me feel great. It felt like God gave me a purpose. And that's my purpose, to cook. And then COVID. So after whenever COVID's over, I'm hitting Spain. I'm back on there. I'm going to Connecticut. I'm going to up to Canada. I'm just gonna just get this bucket list going for his, seeing the world and cooking and experience different ingredients.
Chef, who inspires you in your life and with your cooking?
You know what? My mother is my first love because she's a chef, and she don't like to be called chef by trade. When she came up at 17 from North Carolina and got thrown to the wolves for this chock full of nuts job, and the rest was history. She was like a master grill lady. I mean, my mother was phenomenal. She'd take, that's what I say, with her dementia just hurts me so much, but she could take, I could never follow her, but she could take 15, 20 orders. She knew everybody orders. She knew people. She would get their food going. She was just master, without giving her credit, mastered her craft, because I tried to do it. You can't. I'll get all discombobulated and try to remember this one. But she didn't know what sandwich, this, that. And but she taught me. And once I got the hang of it, she was like, well, you on your way. And then because it was so much of it was more like love. Food, you can teach anybody. I can teach you how to do these shrimp and grits, but if you don't have love and the passion for it, the dish is not going to gel like it could. Like I come in, I got the passion, I feel it. And that's how my mother, and that's what she taught me. It was a difference. And she told me that. She said, food service, there's people that come in there and love it, and there's some people that don't love it. And then that's what I experienced. I love it. And so she was the first one inspiring. My grandmother inspired me with just her little things that she made. But I have a host of aunts that are amazing cooks, and they got crazy names like Minnie Mae. We call her Aunt Bull. we got Ella Mae. But they all had specialties that's in my repertoire now that I highlight in my book and before COVID when I was doing my demos. Because they all was different. It was all unique. When I was in culinary school, I used to go down south, and I wanted to recreate the wheel, to show them, Grandma, this is not how they do it in school. And she'd be like, I don't hear nothing about school. This is how we do it here. But it made me appreciate life, appreciate that everybody come to the table different, and it is what it is, But I am a trained cook, so it makes me a little bit more consistent than Grandma. The dish is going to be good, but it might not be the same when you had it before, because she might have improvised. But me, I'm going to stick to the narrative, I'm going to stick to the dish. And I'm only going to put the ingredients unless I'm doing a modern twist on it. I'm gonna put my own little spin on it.
Anybody has a question? Wants to ask Chef Jesse?
Hi everybody. How many people we have out? Everybody seemed quiet.
We have around, I would say 9 total.
Okay.
I do have a question for you. Did
Okay.
you find when you were coming into the industry, did you find that it was harder for you as a Black man to get into certain places? Did you find that to be like there were roadblocks because of, yeah?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And and it's funny is that actually I had this conversation a couple of days ago with a friend. You don't really know that's happening to you. I realize it now. Because then it was just like, yes, chef, no chef. And then now you're like, wow, it's like, because so to speak, I ate crow. You know what I mean? It's just like, they're taking pictures and they go, you can't take it. I didn't question that. You know what I mean? But now I'm like, man, why wasn't in the pictures? So yeah, there was some obstacles. I had issues in the kitchen. Definitely the N-word, always calling N-word was, but I used to tell them, basically, like, and these events that I've been doing and these Zoom and these questionnaires that people have been asking me, I've been telling them straight up how I feel. It's just like, this is uncut. And, when they come to you like that, I had to go, like I talk about in my book, I had to go in the walk-in extreme, but I never let them, even though that's a harsh word and it's a rough word, when they called me the N-word, I didn't let it be my kryptonite. I didn't let that cripple me to be like, oh, I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna come. I killed them with kindness. I got my little food companion book. I read ingredients in that book. Food Companion is a book with all kind of recipes, just in case you don't know, you may know, but it's an encyclopedia of food and wine and just everything. I got that book. I read. I wanted to teach myself how to cook. I had a little pad. Anything I didn't understand, I read it down, but they didn't really want to tell me anything. Once they saw my passion, they hid everything. So I wrote stuff down and then I went and got it myself. So I basically taught myself to a point because you just, when you show, it's funny. When you show ambition, they don't want to help. When you don't show ambition, they don't want to help. You can't win. So you got to stay focused. You got to keep your eye on the prize. You got to believe in yourself. It's not going to happen overnight, but you got to ask yourself, and that's one thing I say to myself every day, can I cook? At that time, I couldn't cook. Can I cook on the line? No, I couldn't. And I never felt, and some people come in, I can cook, and they can't, and they just keep making mistakes over and over. I wasn't like that. I'm like, can I cook? I knew I couldn't. So when the chef told me you couldn't cook, it never hurt me because I knew I couldn't cook. But once I taught myself how to cook, he still didn't give me credit. So I'm standing for you ladies and gentlemen cooking with confidence that I know, even though they're still over my shoulder, I feel like they're here. I feel like I'm confident and that I can cook and I can get this dish out, on my own without the pat on the back. Because I needed that pat on the back because coming from just your mother, no father growing up, and I got all these male chefs in my life, I needed that pat on the back. So long as they was patting me on my back, I was like a wind up. It's like, oh, great. But once they was mad at me or some of the problem, it messed me up. And I was like, I gotta fix this. I gotta find my own identity, Mm-hmm. Training under master chefs, super chefs. I trained under so many people. And it's really gone unnoticed because it's, 2021 now, but it's in my heart and it's in my soul. And now I have God wake me up. I got the opportunity to show people what I got.
Anybody has any questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna, yes, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here at the beginning. I don't know about the grits story. Did you make grits? I don't know. I love food. I'm just curious, like, if there's any recipes you want to share or like your favorite meal that you want to describe and like where you learned how to make it. I don't know. Yeah, I just love to know like something like that.
Oh, absolutely. My favorite dish is smothered chicken because that's the first dish my mother, taught me. And it was as I got older, I felt it was so simple, but she never let me man it, until she really knew I was ready. And as I got older, I realized it was cooking that, and I don't know if you ever had smothered chicken or saw it prepared, but it's basically, a braised chicken in oil, and then you take it out and you put flour and you kind of cook it slow till it gets this peanut butter color, but you can't have it too high or it might burn. So it was a technique. And so that was and so that's why next week I'm doing the smothered chicken demo because it's dear to my heart. And so that was the first dish, and I love that to this day. A lot of restaurants doesn't make it anymore, but some southern restaurants do, but they may do it a little different. And yes, I did. I made grits. Do you like grits? So what kind of grits do you have? Do you do the stone grits, or you don't do no quick grits, do you?
I mean, we
the
have
5-minute grits.
Sunday. It might be the 5-minute grits. I'm sorry.
They're not grits. No. You do whatever makes No, I'm kidding. You do whatever you can afford. I said to myself, I'm gonna stop telling people don't. But yeah, these are the old-fashioned grits, so they take a little longer. And I even get into the stone grits, which takes them a little while to open up. So these grits I did here are old-fashioned grits, and it takes about 35 minutes. It's 1 cup of grits to 4 cups of water. You can't use stock. I like to use water so the grits can shine. And I put some serious cheese in there, though. It is a lot of cheese. And I did an aged cheddar, white cheddar, Calbit, and I did a Kobe, and a little bit of pepper jack.
That's delicious. I have a question for you in that line. If somebody, a young teenager, starts showing interest in cooking, like my son, he's starting to do things. He wants to make his own grilled cheese. What are the first steps that they could take to sort of continue to improve? It's hard for a mom to teach a boy how to. There's get a lot of fighting.
Right. Yeah. So he has an interest?
He has interest. He's very curious about it.
I think that's where it starts. If he has an interest, I always say you can make an omelet.
He loves making omelets with cheese.
So, when you start, when he get into making omelets, and then from the omelet, start putting ingredients in the omelets and different things. Once you graduate that, once you can make an omelet, then you try to teach yourself not to get any brown on it, just make a perfect omelet. I think that's always best. I always teach younger kids omelet first. We always got to do the spaghetti and meatballs because that's just something to get your hands in. The meat is easy. But make the pasta from scratch, which is very easy. Just to get the feel of it. And what that does is, and what I learned growing up, especially when I was younger, is the patience and the tolerance, and not to rush through the dish. You know, it takes some time, even from a simple dish to the hardest dish, that you got the tenacity and the patience to make that happen. And he's starting at a good age. What do we like to cook now?
He likes to make eggs. He puts a lot of cheese in them. He makes quesadillas, and it's just all drenched in cheese. He does things. I mean, I've taught him how to make meatloaf, which is not very difficult.
Oh, that's great. Oh, see, that's good. That's good for him as he get older. Because I feel like a young man, you know, especially a teen, as you get older, if you can make an egg, you're in. I mean, the eggs are good, you know. So that was my thing. My mother taught me eggs.
I'm going to tell you,
you can make some eggs and cheese.
The mistake he made is that the first time he made eggs, he made 8 and he ate it all. And he said, I just ate 8 eggs. And then I said, oh no.
Yeah, because eggs are, you know, but eggs, that can happen. Eggs, once you scramble them or make an omelet, before you know it, you ate 10 eggs.
He was not happy.
Yeah, he was full.
Yes.
I know he was full.
Yeah. Anybody else has any questions for Chef Jesse? Everybody's quiet.
So I do, Chef.
Okay.
So what do you think about the restaurant scene in this area here? Do you have any recommendations, particularly in the kind of African influenced cuisine that you're talking about?
Yeah, you know what? There's some great restaurants in Maplewood in town. I know it's tough that they're not able to dine outside. I mean, you know, now that it's getting cold, but I think as it gets warmer, I think things are gonna change. So people are gonna be outside, and maybe some restaurants, Southern restaurants or African American restaurants in Maplewood or in the area can get a zoning outside, or you know, I saw something that was great. They had trucks, like food trucks around. So that may be nice to have, like maybe if you have like a parking lot or a space with the health restrictions stuff, that maybe they can come out like just a day to come out and showcase their cuisine. You know, almost like we used to do back in the day with the Lions Club. Great chefs, you know, like vendors come, you know, into town, and you know, if you can't have indoors, maybe outside. You know, that might be great. I walked through Maplewood and they had like this craft thing going on, and they had crafts and things like that. That might be a nice little food thing, not just for African American, but everybody. You know, come out, because I think the restaurants hurt. Never in my lifetime, a chef told me once. He said, "Jesse, as long as you can cook, you always have a job." But wow, this is devastating, the restaurant business. I feel so sorry for even some of my friends can't even open their place back up.
Yeah, very true.
But you know, Maplewood does a great job, and so everybody supports, and that's the main thing. Like, you find out, well, who's your supporters, you know, and you know, over the years that you had these restaurants, and a lot of people come into bat for their favorite restaurant to keep them afloat, because they know you don't have to tell people twice. If they know we have to help our restaurant. They want them here, because people love to eat out,
Yeah,
and you have to support and help. I hope I answered the question there.
I think Kathleen. Anybody else? Any questions?
I had a question, which was where to buy your book, but I just bought it at Words. So.
Oh, you bought it at Words?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was at Words.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
And it's
you know I love you, right?
Hardcover and paperback. Yes, I do know, and I love you too.
All right.
How did you get inspired to write it?
Oh, well, I've been wanting to write it for a long time. It's been 20 years in the making, so I had these recipes, and like I said, if it wasn't for Linda Eckhart, it wouldn't have happened, because you know, she really helped me, you know, get into the vision and helped me get the words, the introduction and stuff. I had the recipes, but she helped me just get it going, and it's my story. So you know, at first when it came out, I was worried that WOW's not selling. I thought it would sell so I can continue, because what I love to do is help people. So it's not like I'll get the sales on the book and, you know, and just sit on the hill. I give so much, and Linda and everybody knows that. From Newark, I always give in coats and clothes and toys. So trust me, the more money I make, the more I give it out. It's just how it is. And but I'm glad that it's a platform for me. I'm glad that people read my story. My restaurant's in there. I lost my restaurant, and I was very suicidal, and I lost my home. I put it all on the line. My wife didn't leave me. That's the great thing about it. But you know what? Nobody can tell me nothing. People say, oh, they give you advice, but then I always ask them, have you been through it? And they go, oh, no. Then if you haven't been through it, it's fine. But I mean, God woke me up. I'm still pushing. My park bench in South Orange. I used to go there because I had my restaurant in South Orange. I always ask God, why you wake me up? I'm a complete failure. But then I realized that I would get a call from somebody while I'm sitting on that bench, and I'm telling you, it was overwhelming to tell me how much they appreciate me, that I did this or I did that, and it just lifted me up. And so here I don't take anything for granted anymore. I'm just glad to be alive. This child I have, I think God gave me. I know Julia Child said, you're not born to cook, but I think God gave me the gift to have the passion to cook. And I touched so many people's lives through food. A lot of my clients, like Avery Thompson, that passed away, he had cancer, and he loved my chicken, and he loved I cook calamari for him. So, and so many of my elder friends, I make them soup, or I make them, they'll call me and say, I didn't have chicken backs, in a long time. And my friend Rosie, mom, I used to make her chicken back. So I can rekindle your old, I'll try my best to rekindle an old dish, or all you got to do is tell me I'm like a doctor, and I'll go out and I'll try to get it to try to taste with the ingredients as best as I can to your past. And I think that's what food's about.
That's great. All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you, Chef Jesse. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure having you.
Yes.
And we'll have this on YouTube on our channel, so we can have more people watch it. We'll just put it out there in social media as well, so people can watch it afterwards.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. Every opportunity is a great opportunity. So thank you so much. And you got to remember, like I said, dream big, never give up. And that power is passion, opportunity, and work.
Awesome.